Hi guys, in this tutorial I'll show you how we can create this type of front-end user profile form. As you can see, on the left hand side we have the profile picture, the username and some about text, and on the right hand side we have first name, last name, email, display name, phone, address, hobby, about. And if you check the change password, as you can see we have new password, confirm password, so user can change their password as well. And we also have some custom field. As you can see, address, hobby, you can add as many custom fields you want, and everything is on front end. So we will use Piotnet add-ons for Elementor or Piotnet form, both will work, and advanced custom fields. Okay, so the form is, as you can see, we can design it just like we want, but this form has some small limitation. I will talk about the limitation later, so that you can decide where to use this and where not. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, this is a blank page. In here we will create a form, and let's add two columns in here. For the left column, let's provide 25% width, and for the right, let's add a little bit of padding in here, and let's add a background color in here to white. Select our section and we will add a padding on top and bottom. Okay, so this is our padding, and we will add a background color for our section to a little bit light gray. Okay, let's add this. So in here on the right hand side we will add all of our fields. So we'll add our first name, last name, display name. So let's add this field. Let's from the left hand side go to the PAFE section for our Piotnet add-ons, and let's drag the field in here. And for the form ID, this ID will be unique for particular form, and we will use this ID for every field of our form. Let's call it user2, as I already have a form called user. And for this first name, let's give it a unique field ID as well. So let's call it user FLM. Okay, let's add a level in here, and you can add a placeholder as well. So this is our first name. Let's duplicate this and let's call it last name. So the field ID will be user LM, and it will be last name. Okay, so this is our last name. Next we'll have a display name. You can use it or just leave it. So let's add it here. So let's duplicate this, call it, let's say, name, like this. Okay, so this is our display name. Let's set this. Now we'll add our email field. Okay, so our email field is now done. We'll add this change password checkbox and our change password form as well. So let's duplicate this again. Let's call it change pass, and this type will be a checkbox. You can choose radio as well. Let's hide the level and let's call it change password. Okay, so this is our checkbox. Now we'll add our password field, so that if you just click this change password, these two fields shows. Okay, so we'll add a inner section in here. Inner section, let's remove this column, and we also remove the column gap. And now let's copy this and paste it in here to duplicate. So first of all, let's call it pass1 maybe, and this should be a password field, of course. Let's hide the title as well and the label, and let's call it new password. So this is our new password. Okay, so let's duplicate this, and let's call it pass confirm. So this will be our password confirm field. So let's call it confirm new password. So this is our two fields, and we need to check if these two passwords are same, right? So we need to toggle this one, show hidden this one is field repassword. So check this box, and in here we have to provide our new password field shortcode. So let's copy this, and we need the ID actually, so let's copy the ID in here. So in here we have to provide the new password, this field ID, okay, so that it can compare. So now it is done. So if you check it on our front end, as you can see, both of them is showing in here. Okay, so now we need to set the conditions that if we check this, only this will show. Okay, so let's copy this field shortcode and click this section and go to the PAFE tab, and in here go to PAFE form builder conditional logic, toggle this icon. In here let's put our form ID. So our form ID was user2, right? So we have to put user2 in here, user2, right? And now click add item. In here we need to put the field ID. So our the checkbox ID, in here we have to put our checkbox ID, right? So put this shortcode or the ID, both will work. So let's add the ID, and in the comparison operator let's choose checked. So if this is checked, then this will show. So let's save this and check if it's working. So as you can see, now by default this password field is now hidden. So if you check this, both of them are showing. Perfect, so it is working perfectly. That is great. So now let's duplicate this and put it under here. Okay, let's add a little margin on the bottom. Okay, so now this field will be our phone field. Perfect. Let's duplicate it once again, and we'll use address. Lastly, we will add our hobby. And finally, we will have a about me section. Let's duplicate this again. This will be about, and this will be text area about me. Let's set this. As you can see, our form is almost done, and on the bottom we need to add a button. Okay, so let's add a button in here. Go to the PFE section and choose submit. Press in here. So in here we have to provide the form ID again. So that was user2, and in here let's call it update. So now our form is ready. So let's save this. Perfect. So now we have to link these fields to our profile. Okay, so by default if we click our update button, it won't do anything rather than sending emails. So we don't need sending emails, so we need to update the profile page in here with our field, right? So we need to link all of them with our profile, WordPress profile. So how can we do that? That is very easy. First of all, click this first name, copy our shortcode for our field, and go to our submit button and click action after submit. Let's remove this email, we don't want any email, so choose update user profile from here, and a new tab will show update user profile. Click on it and click add item. So in here we will update our first name with WordPress profile first name. So in WordPress profile we already have first name, last name, nickname. So let's choose first name from here and paste our field shortcode in here. So now first name is done. That is very easy. Same for our last name. Copy our last name, go to in here, edit profile. Let's just duplicate this one, select last name from here, update in here. Let's go to duplicate display name, go to update user profile, duplicate this in here, choose display name in here, just duplicate it again, go to email, copy this from here, choose for email. Perfect. So now let's set our password. Okay, so we need to update our password as well. So let's go to our password field, copy our password shortcode, go in here, same, just duplicate this, and in here choose password. As you can see, in password we need two shortcode. For first the field shortcode, just copy it, paste in here, and then we need confirm password field shortcode. So go to confirm password, copy the field shortcode and paste it in here, and you can change the wrong password message in here. We don't need this right now. So now we need phone, address, hobby, about me, but by default if we go our profile we don't have this field. So we want to create new field so that we can give user many options like other custom profile page. We can have hobby, address, date of birth, anything you want we can create in here. So how we can create these custom options? With advanced custom fields. Let's just remove our previous one. So in advanced custom field we will create a new field group, you can call it whatever you want, and in here where it said post type, let's choose user form. Okay, so we want to show these fields to our user, so choose user form and click publish. Now we will add our form, add our field. Okay, so in our example we have phone, address and hobby, these three custom field. Let's add phone field, click add field, and in here phone, and for field name make sure it is unique and it doesn't match with our other field with Piotnet. Okay, so this should be unique, so let's call it phone user. Okay, and this will be our number field. Let's set this, create new one called address. Let's call it address user. This will be text as well. Add new field, let's call it hobby. Let's call it hobby user as the field name, and this will be text as well. You can use any type of field you want. So now our field is done. So if we go our profile section and if we refresh, as you can see now we have three fields: phone, address and hobby, and I have already inputted some data. So now how can we map our these three fields with our profile field? That is also very easy. So just copy our phone field in here, go to update user profile, duplicate any field, in here choose ACF field. Okay, and from user meta type should be text area, this one. Add field shortcode, paste our shortcode of our this field. And for user meta key, this in this field we have to use the name of our field in the custom fields, ACF custom fields. So the name of our phone was phone user, so copy this, paste in here. It's done. Same for this address, copy the shortcode of our address, go to button, just duplicate this will be ACF field text, so paste the shortcode in here. And for meta key, this will be user address or address user. And for hobby, let's copy this. So let's save this and see if anything updated. So now as we can see, in address, instead of New York, it's showing your address Canada, that is set on the back end, as you can see in here. And for hobby, it was PC gaming in the back end, it is showing PC gaming in the front end as well. As you can see, every field is working perfectly. So now let's submit our form and check if it updates our profile field in the backend. Okay, so let's call it so. As you can see, all of our field is now done. Let's click this update and see what happens. As you can see, the form was set successful. So we can customize our message as well. So go to this custom message, and here change your custom message. So I'm calling it information updated. Let's save this. So now let's check our profile on the back end. Now as you can see, our phone number updated, address updated, hobby updated, and in here as you can see, our first name updated, last name updated, display name, it's not showing in here for some reason, email updated, and the message updated as well. So everything is working perfectly. So if you go refresh our form as well, as you can see, our form is displaying the correct information as well, so it is also updated in here. So everything is working perfectly. So now let's add our profile picture. So and this is the main drawbacks or limitation of this form, is it cannot update the default avatar profile picture of WordPress. So WordPress use gravatar profile picture, so it cannot update the gravatar. There is a workaround, but that is a little bit complex. I will show you it on another video, but you will use a custom fields for image or profile picture using ACF. Okay, so in here we will add a image field with profile picture, and then we will use it in here. Okay, so let's go to these custom fields and add a field called avatar or profile picture, and this will be image field. Okay, so this will be our profile picture. And now if we go to our profile section, as you can see, we have a profile picture field with image upload option, and we will use that in our profile page. So how we can use that? First of all, let's copy one of our field in here, and let's call it user profile pic, and this will be a image upload field, this one, image upload, and let's call it profile picture, and let's hide the label, we don't need the label in here. Now our image upload field is done, and we also need to set this in here. So copy our shortcode, go to button, user profile, let's duplicate any of this. This will be a ACF field, and the user meta type will be image, as we are using image, right? And let's paste this in here, and let's also grab the name of our custom field and paste it here. So now everything is done. Let's see if it is working in here. So let's click on this plus, click upload our image. As you can see, our image is now showing in here. So if we click update, and if you refresh our profile area, as you can see, our picture is now showing in here. Also, our custom information message is showing in here. Everything is perfect, but our profile image is too small. This may be because I am using a theme, but we can manually make it bigger or smaller as well. So right click and click inspect, and this is the class of our PF field. This is the one. So let's grab this class and paste it on custom CSS or JSS or any custom CS plugin you use. I am using Elementor Pro, so I'm going to advanced custom CSS. Paste the class of our field, and in here let's set the width to 100% and add an important tag so that it overrides. Let's save this and see if it updates our profile. As you can see, now our image is bigger. That's perfect. Only two things left is our username and about the user. Okay, so this field is left. We haven't updated this in here. So grab the shortcode in here, click button, go to update user profile, duplicate this, and it will be bio, because we are in the profile section. We already have a biography info, so we will use this field to map this field, so we don't need any custom field for that. So choose bio and paste our about me shortcode in here. Let's save this. As you can see, our about me text is updated from our profile. Okay, that is perfect. Now we will show this text in here. First of all, let's add our hi, then username. To add this, we need an inner section in here. Let's set the column width to no gap, and in here let's add heading. We actually need two headings, so let's duplicate this. In here let's type hi or whatever text you want. Let's change the font color and increase the size. Let's copy it, and also go to advanced section, positioning width in line so that these two shows in one line. So copy and paste the style in here, and in here click this little dynamic tag icon, go to user info, click here, and field choose display name, username, first name, last name, whatever you want to show. In our case, let's say we want to show display name or first name. Let's say first name. Let's choose first name. As you can see, the first name is now showing. To show the last name, we can just duplicate this, and in here choose last name. That's perfect. Let's add a little bit of margin on the left. Copy, paste the style. Let's save this, and if you check it on the browser, as you can see, now our username is showing in here. The first name and last name is showing in here. Let's make this center, horizontal and center. Now at the bottom we will add our about me section. So go to this, grab the text editor, let's put this inner section on top of this text. Let's add a little bit of margin bottom of our username, and in here go to the dynamic tag, then choose user info, and in here choose bio, because we link this one to our bio. Now as you can see, the biography is now showing in here. Let's make it center. Set this. Now as you can see, it is showing our information. So you can show any info just like this in anywhere. Let's check this form once again using different name and see if this updates everywhere. Okay, and let's update. Let's see if it updates. So now if we refresh our page, as you can see, all of our information is now updated. So let's check this profile picture. Click on this. As you can see, this is our image. Let's update. Now if you refresh, as you can see, everything is there just like you want. This is how you can create front-end form with Piotnet, ACF and Elementor.